Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Well, they did it. New York versus Trump. Jury reaches a verdict in former president's historic criminal trial. Trump is charged with 34 counts, and the jury verdict, guilty on all 34 counts. I'll tell you, as cynical SOB that I am, I thought there'd be one, maybe if you're lucky, two jurors to say, you know what, this whole thing is BS. But apparently not. The jury in Trump versus New York found former president guilty of charges brought against him by Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg. Remember, this is Manhattan, folks. It's amazing to me. It truly is. I am still like, what? I don't think the Democrats know, really and truly, the Pandora's box that they've opened up. Yes, granted, the Republicans are spineless. But if Donald Trump wins re-election, becomes president again, any sense of him not going after agencies and people that have broken the law to do this and other things is now zero. Every time the Democrats are backed into a corner, they double down, and this is one of those times. I'm stunned there wasn't at least one rational, normal thinking person. You pled guilty, not guilty, I should say, to all counts. Each count carries a maximum prison sentence of 4 years. The judge, of course, invited the jury in the courtroom to read its verdict after deliberations. Prosecutors needed to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Trump falsified those records to conceal a $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels, a pornographic performer, in the lead up to his 2016 election, and silence her about alleged affair with Trump in 2006. Through those closing arguments, defense attorneys for President Trump told the jury that he is innocent. Did not meet the burden of proof, period. This whole thing was a fiasco. Absolute fiasco. The judge was so far one-sided. It's incredible to me. Meanwhile, the judge's daughter makes millions off of Biden and the Democrats running ads for their campaigns, which is legal, but it's so crazy. Now, supposedly judges are picked at random. So the next case this judge has is Steve Bannon. Yeah, it's random, all right, okay. The case is about documents. It's a paper case, Blanche said. The case is not about an encounter with Stormy Daniels. It's not even about a non-disclosure agreement signed 8 years ago. Blanche said the charges were about whether Trump had anything to do with the payments to his ex-attorney, Michael Cohen. The answer, the bookings were accurate, and there was no intent to defraud, and there was no conspiracy. I'll tell you what, like I said, I'm such a cynical SOB when it comes to Democrats. Even I'm surprised. Their main witness said on the stand, I'm a convicted liar. I was charged with lying under oath multiple times. They even asked him, do you lie for personal gain? He says, oh, yeah. And, of course, Trump's lawyer said he cannot send someone to prison based on the words of Michael Cohen. Now, I'll go through this really slowly. You know, the name of the game was concealment. Yeah, it's an NDA. I'm not asking you to feel bad for Michael Cohen. He made his bed and blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to go through this slowly. I thought for certain at least one would say, you know what, this is BS. Trump's defense attorneys maintain the president never directed Cohen to do so. Even if he did, so what? It's just incredible to me. Incredible. Oh, God. Let's go back to the headline. I'm really, really disappointed. And I'm sure the next hour or two, I'll be really, really pissed off. I'm watching our country slowly go down the drain. And the Democrats will do anything to stop Donald Trump from being president again. And I mean anything. Every time they're cornered, every time it looks like they're going to lose, they double down. You know, maybe I'm just too naive in certain ways. My opinion of people sometimes, anybody that knows me longer than an hour, any of my friends or any of my former customers in my store, I was there for over 20 years. What's my favorite saying? I'd ask them. And they'd say, well, John, your favorite saying is people suck. Some just suck more than others. And that's been my saying for a long, long, long time. And I include myself in that. I would like to think I'm on the end that sucks very little, but that's not for me to say. I try to do the best I can. These people they'll just burn the house down and then stand in it while it's burning. Let the whole thing go to hell. This is a president that, to me, is just so striking and so crazy. This is like a Babylon Bee article, but this is real time. A former president convicted on bogus nonsense. And the Supreme Court hasn't ruled on their immunity case yet for presidents. It's incredible to me. It really and truly is. They are grasping at such straws. This will be overturned in 5 minutes in any court, any fair court. For those of you who don't like Donald Trump, yeah, he's got his faults, and I'm still the Trump supporter now, even more. Yeah, he's got his faults. But to make up things, if you want to beat Donald Trump, then you do it like it used to be years ago when I ran a local office here. I was a councilman upstate New York for 8 years. You knock on doors. You talk to people. You send out flyers. You do all the things that you do to help a candidate win, whether it be local, state, or federal office. The way it's always been done. You convince people that you're the better choice. But the Democrats can't do that because they know that Joe Biden is not the better choice. I thought I was the 11th grade in high school when Watergate broke out and Richard Nixon resigned, and how the entire intelligence service of the federal government, FBI, DOJ, CIA, were all involved in Watergate and helping the Republicans. And they're all involved in the cover-up. And as soon as they were exposed, the whole house of cards come falling down and Richard Nixon resigned. He had nothing to do with any of it, but he was part of the cover-up, and that was enough. And it made international news, as well it should. And it caused such a huge stir in this country. This is 100 times that. Not saying that Trump is guilty and Nixon was guilty, so it's not the same. What I'm saying is they're using lawfare against a former president that's running for re-election. I can see running ads, you're a racist this, you're a homophobe that, you're a xenophobe that, and blah, 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 and saying slanderous things. All right, you get that in politics. It's always been dirty forever, even before the founding of this country. But to do this in real time, I don't think they even care how much damage the Democrats are causing. They will do anything to keep Donald Trump out. And you Democrats out there that are applauding this, shame on you. Shame on you. Because of the Constitution and the laws don't protect people like Donald Trump, then they protect no one. This is going to come back and bite you on the ass times 1,000. He's madder than hell. I have no doubt he's furious. And I'll tell you this. You hope and pray that he doesn't win. He meaning Trump. He's going to go after the deep state and the people that have broken the law and lied and twisted things and used the taxpayer money to go after him to destroy him. We'll see in the next 7 to 10 days. We'll see the polls. My gut tells me he goes up a little bit. But if he loses nothing in the polls, on average, then this whole thing was for nothing. They took the Constitution of the United States and they wiped their behinds with it. At the same time, laughed. They simply don't care. I'm saddened right now because of one reason. I never thought. I'll be 68 this November. I never thought I would see the United States, the greatest country in the world it's ever been, be torn apart and flushed down the toilet. I never thought I would see it in my lifetime. I knew it would come eventually, like all major countries and major powers are. You look through history, they've all been on top and they've all self-destructed. But I was hoping and praying it wasn't in my lifetime, my children's or my grandchildren's lifetime. And here we are. Somebody compared this once. The United States is sitting in a chair, blindfolded and tied, and walking around the room with a loaded weapon with the safety off is a 2-year-old. That's how close we are to losing it all. So those of you that are delighting in this verdict, shame on you. If your hate for Donald Trump is more than your love of your country, then you are the problem. Until the next time, God bless, goodbye, and good luck.